Major Commanders update. We're going to be discussing what General Manager Adam Peters had to say about their master plan revolving around Josh Conerly Jr., but also one of their latest acquisitions as well, which is Laremy Tunsil on the Pat McAfee show. I'm your host, Azael Mejia, with Commander Digest, reporting everything all Washington Commanders offseason, regular season, and everything in between. So make sure you run it up, subscribe right now so you're caught up to date on everything Washington Commanders. If you made it this far into the video, comment down below. Welcome. I'm going to do welcome again. Welcome to the squad. Hello. How you doing? These are the new guys. These are the new kids. It was the first day of school a couple of days ago, a week ago. Here we go. So you got to introduce them. Show them some love. Show the fan base that they care about them. You show them some love and they'll show some love back on the performance on the field. So you already know. All jokes aside, we're going to be discussing what Adam Peters had to say on the Pat McAfee show a couple of days ago. But first of all, let's talk about this picture. You cannot tell me, look at this picture of Adam Peters, Joe Harris. You cannot tell me there's no aura. This front office don't have aura. Most aura rank. We need a TikTok brain rock here. Rank the front offices by aura, because this is aura right here. You can't tell me that it's not. You can't tell me you see the picture and you don't want to work for these guys. Come on now. Come on. You can't tell me. Okay. No more glaze. No more glaze. But as I said, Adam Peters had an interview discussing the master plan they've had for the Washington Commanders front office. We discussed in previous videos, so if you haven't seen it, maybe you want to check those out, because we discussed this before. We were on top of this. But for the new people, subscribe, hello, welcome. That the ideology around the Washington Commanders front office is to stack that offense. Stack it. Like, what's that? Stack it like a Jenga tower at this point. Make sure it doesn't fall, but stack the offense as much as you can. You have all these weapons. You go get Jayden Daniels, dynamic quarterback. He balled out, rookie of the year. I want to say rookie quarterback, but he's no longer a rookie. They grew up so fast. Second year, stack up that offense as much as you can help them. Everything in between, get them all supporting cast who can help him build towards his game, which makes sense in a way, because I'm pretty sure no one had the Washington Commanders going as far as they did. I didn't have the Washington Commanders going. No one can tell me they had I knew they were. You didn't. No one knew that they were going to make the NFC Championship. No one had that. So to overplay their expectations is great. So now they have to build on it. So you go the ideology. Adam Peters, he's been getting criticized right here. A lot of people don't. I've seen a lot of people comment on this ideology of stacking up the offense, not putting enough emphasis on the defense. We won't know until the end of the season next year. So we return back to the video if we were right or wrong. If you were right, comment down below if you think this is the right ideology to have. Stack up the offense. I'm not saying don't put emphasis on the defense, but you can clearly see that they put a lot into this offense off of free agency signings, off the draft. But we're going to go with it. Adam Peters haven't led us down a wrong path before, so we're just going to stick with my boy. See, let him cook. But talking about Pat McAfee show, back to the interview, he's talking about stacking up the offense. How can we help Jayden Daniels improve his game? How can we replicate last season, if not do better? They already did great last season. They want to do better, which is astounding to see. But we're going to look into some stats and some specifics regarding that interview. First of all, gonna look back. You don't remember, we covered Tunsil before. We're gonna go a quick review. He's built at 6'5". So you're telling me on offensive line they get two additions of Tunsil and Josh Conerly Jr. Tunsil is built at 6'5". So is Josh Conerly Jr. Those are some big boys. We're gonna need a nickname for these guys because they are some big boys. Conerly also built at 311 pounds. Disregard the zeros. Stuff be refreshing, and it's refreshing right now due to the new season coming up. But pay attention to the numbers right there. Offensive snaps, he did 1,028, which is amazing. If that you don't even know, 93% of that. That's 93% of the snaps in total that he's played last season, which is great to see. Tunsil was drafted back in 2016, 9 years in the league. So you're telling me 9 years in offensive alignment, and he still played 93% of his snaps is amazing, because we said it. We go by quotes. This isn't soft. This isn't easy. They're getting hit. They're getting people on top of each other, hitting each other. So you're telling me 9 years in, 93% last season, which is great consistency. Health is wealth. Another quote. 0 penalties, which is great. If you're a Commanders fan, there was years upon years where the offensive line was just killing them off of penalties. So Tunsil, experience, knows what he's doing. We're going to break down on what Adam Peters had to say regarding the trade for Tunsil. Him saying, when we had the opportunity to get Tunsil, which doesn't come around that often, to get a blue chip left tackle, one of the best tackles in the league, so we felt that it was an opportunity we didn't want to pass up. I'm pretty sure, yes, breaking down what he said, You don't see that often in the league. No one had the Commanders getting Tunsil in the offseason. I'm pretty sure no Commanders had, not even Texas fan. Everybody, Tunsil was just chilling, I believe. I'm pretty sure Texas fans had no idea that Tunsil was on the trading block. So for the Commanders to go get him, it aligned with their ideology with getting supporting cast for Jayden Daniels. When you think supporting cast, you don't, well, me, myself included, does not think offensive lineman. You think, maybe a wide receiver, a tight end. No one really thinks the offensive line, but that's Adam Peters. He built different. He's a genius. No, as I said, no more glaze, but sorry. He's a genius. So to get a dynamic guy who can protect Jayden Daniels, dynamic quarterback who can throw within the pocket, move within the pocket, and then if he sees a run space, a run lane, someone who can protect them on those type of plays. Tunsil is that guy, one of the best offensive linemen, and you get him. Well, I believe I feel I can say after the trade that I feel the Commanders have stole that, they won that draft, I believe, so we won't know too, I thought we were going to give them way more. I completely thought we were going to give it way more for one of the best tackles in the league, and you don't give a significant amount of capital regarding draft picks, players, and everything in between. I think that's a win. I think it's a win. We're also going to talk about Adam Peters did bring up another guy within the coaching staff that he truly believes has a trust in, which is Kliff Kingsbury. We're going to look at what Adam Peters had to say about Kliff during this interview on the Pat McAfee show. Give us the context for the first part of the conversation. If you don't remember, the Commanders posted a video of Adam Peters when Josh Conerly Jr. was drafted. He had a note that Kliff gave him a week prior to the draft. That note said along the lines, get the guy from Oregon. They had Josh Conerly Jr. as their first pick in the draft in the first round for over a week. Well over a week. We did check the previous videos. I covered so many mock drafts, so many pre-draft determinations for the Commanders. No one had Conerly on their board. No one expected the Commanders to go offensive lineman on the first round. So this speaks volume within the front office. For that not to get leaked, just shows the character and the type of people they have. They have trust within each other. They have loyalty among each other. That wasn't the case, 4 or 5 years ago. People say I trashed the over regime. Well, yeah, they put the Commanders in purgatory for 20, 23 years. So they put the Commanders in that situation. It took them so long to get out, but you have a front office that trusts each other, that builds off each other. And this is what Adam Peters had to say about that specific note. We really wanted Conerly. That note was cool because, Kliff, he's a tireless worker. It's unbelievable how much he works. Discussing the amount of preparation he did for draft night, pre-draft. We're also going to be discussing what Adam Peters had to say about Kliff going along those draft days. Him saying this about Kliff. He's doing draft prep. He also watches college teams for different plays and different schemes he can learn from, so he can implement them into what we do. He watched a lot of Oregon. He usually just watches the skill guys, the quarterbacks, receivers, tight ends, running backs. So he left that note on my desk. He came back to say what's up and just wrote that down, left it on my desk. So I thought, if Kliff wants this guy, then I'm good. Get people around you who can make your job easier. Adam Peters did not have to put in that much work because Kliff wanted to do the work. One part of the quote that I really love is where he says he watches a lot of college teams, different plays and different schemes he can learn from so he can implement them to what we do. That is amazing. You're telling me a guy like Kliff, offensive coordinator, he's going to go and review plays, go back to the film highlights where it shows Josh Conerly what he does best on the field in his college and implement that into the system, in the NFL system. You can't have it any better than the Commanders right now. You're telling me he's going to implement his skills that he did so well in college, implement them to the system in the NFL. It's just great to have, great boss to have. He's going to see what he works best in and implement that into the system for next season. That is so great to have within offensive coordinator, to have that trust. Adam Peters would have that trust within Kliff. If Kliff believes in this guy, then we're going to go get him, which is amazing. It's amazing to see. Commanders fans don't get, as I said, 4 or 5 years ago, you would never hear any of this trust and believing in each other within the front office. So it's just great to see as a Commanders fan. So what do you guys think? Do you think that getting Tunsil, getting Conerly Jr. with those acquisitions within the offseason, people are saying that one of the weakest links of the Commanders team was the offensive line. Looking now, people are saying is one of their greatest strengths. What do you guys think? Do you think the Commanders have definitely improved upon the offensive line? People are saying they will reach new heights. Their ceiling is an all-time high within next season. Do you guys believe? Comment down below how good you think Conerly Tunsil will work within the offensive line. Do you think they will be one of the offensive line at the end of next season, or do you think they should just settle for what they had beforehand? We won't know to the end of the season. I'll be here to cover it. My name is Azael Mejia with Commander Dice. We'll be covering everything, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.